Hey there, it's Brittany and I'm back with a new tutorial. I'm featuring some really fun shapes from Beauty and the Bead Shop. So I got these drops. I don't usually use drops that are drilled this way. Sometimes I use briolettes that are drilled, top drilled, but I saw these in the store and I was like, oh, I have to get my hands on those. So I got 2 strands of the black obsidian because I had an idea for these. And then I got a strand of these beautiful sodalite. Yummy. I got an aventurine. I'm sorry, I can't remember which color this one was. I don't know if it's peach or yellow. I'll make sure that I link to all of these on their site though, so you can see them. But these are so pretty. And then they had a pink aventurine, and I'm not sure if the item has changed since then. When I did see it on the site, it was a little bit lighter pink, so mine might be a little bit different. And I got some crystal quartz because of course I did. So my first idea, oh gosh, I love those. Aren't those so beautiful? My first idea was to do a black and white necklace because I guess I'm on a black and white necklace kick right now. But then, because I just posted one yesterday and I didn't want to do black and white right up against another black and white necklace. So I think I'm going to do something that I don't typically do. I'm going to do the same necklace 2 ways. So I'm going to do a black one. And I am going to do one with the beautiful pink, and I can't remember if this was yellow aventurine or not. But I'm gonna make the same necklace twice, and I'm gonna make them. They're gonna look kind of similar, but they're gonna be different. I also have some crystal quartz, like little faceted beads. I don't know if I'm gonna use those, but they're so yummy. I love crystal quartz a lot. Like, I know it looks like glass, but it's not. It's stones. It makes me happy. Oh, and I had some, I think, India agate as well. Indian agate. These are so pretty. They are just so earthy. Look at the white and the green and the brown and some purple in there. These are just like, they're so shiny. They're so shiny. Anyway, I get sidetracked, y'all. And then I had these really fun black hishis. Really love those. And then I got a pack of these feathers. So I don't know if you know this, but Beauty and the Bead Shop has a ton of like metal in their store. They have spacers, they have charms, they have pendants, and they have really great prices on them. So I tend to pick up at least 1 or 2 when I shop there. I loved these feathers, so we're gonna get those in there. And then I don't know, I'll pick out some spacers or something, but we're gonna make the same necklace twice, just they're gonna have different vibes. It's going to take a lot of work on my behalf because we're going to be doing a lot of drops. So I'm going to make like a collar necklace, and the drops are going to go all the way around the necklace. So it's going to take a lot of work. We're going to need a lot of head pins. I'm just going to use my trusty dusty head pins. I think these probably came from Amazon. They're probably in my Amazon storefront. Goodness. But I'm going to start with the black necklace, and then I'm going to do the pink and yellow or whatever color that is after. So I'm going to open up my strand, and I'm just going to make drops out of all of these. I also love this shape for doing beaded chain. Super pretty if you did links between all of these and just did a really long strand of beaded chain. So I'm not going to wire wrap these because that would take 100 years, and the average person's not going to notice how it's wire wrapped on to the necklace. Now, if you're making this to sell, maybe wire wrapping is the way to go. I'm just going to do a simple loop. These I'm going to keep because I really am just excited about getting this into my collection. So I'm just going to do that a million times with both strands of the black and then both strands of the pink and orange. Okay, I've done most of my loops with black. I'll do more as I go. I did all of it was yellow aventurine and pink aventurine. And then I got out some accompanying charms because I'm gonna run out of these feathers on the black necklace, and I wanna have a similar charm for this necklace. So I got these brass charms out of my stash. I also brought out some gold seed beads, and then for this one, I'm gonna use brass seed beads. But I'm gonna start with the black necklace, and then I'll finish that off and then come back and start on this one. But first I'm going to put on a seed bead, one of these little black hishis, my stone ahishi seed bead, oops, stone, and then a feather. And that's going to be my pattern until I run out of feathers, and then I'll just do the stones up the back, the obsidian. So then I'll do another hishi, a seed bead, hishi, black drop, hishi, seed bead, hishi, feather, and then so on and so forth. I'm not going to make you watch me string this entire piece, but it's turning into a really sophisticated boho piece with that black and the gold. This one's going to be a little bit more earthy boho. This one's like sophisticated boho. So I'm going to keep going until I run out of the feathers, and then I will keep going with the black drops up the top, and then we'll finish it off together. Okay, so this turned out so gorgeous. I am so excited about wearing it. I actually think it's about 16 inches long, so it's definitely a collar. It's not quite a choker. And I just love the black and gold together. Very classy, very classic, but also boho because of the feather design. Once I got to the back, I needed to use 3 of the hishis between each one because these drops weren't laying quite the same way they were once they had the feather in between, but no worries. I ended up using 15 out of the 16 feathers, so I had one left over. You can make a pendant necklace with that. And then we're just gonna finish it off. I am gonna put like a little extender on it because I want to be able to have it be adjustable, but I'll do that later. It's just a piece of chain. So I have a clasp and 2 jump rings, and then I just need a couple. Oh, we have easy crimps from Beauty and the Bead Shop, so we'll use those. All right, so I'm going to put my clasp on my jump ring. And then make sure that this jump ring's really tiny. I'm gonna get a different jump ring for the other side. And this is reversible, so I don't need to pay attention to which side I'm putting the clasp on. I'm gonna put on my crimp, but you wanna have the concave side towards your beads. And then I'll put on my jump ring, or I'll just put on my clasp. And then I'll come back through that crimp. And your crimping pliers. Try to make sure that that wire is not crossed in there. And then I don't go in the largest valley with easy crimps. I go the next one because it's rounded. But whatever, depending on whatever crimping pliers you have, you might just go to the big one if it's rounded, not pointy like mine. So I'll put that in there and squish. And you want to push pretty hard. Okay. Now I am going to move down some of my beads. I'm going to hide my wire in some of them. This does not make it more sturdy. It just makes it look better. Oh, you know what? These have holes that really only permit a little bit of slack in there. So I'm just not going to mess with trying to get it through my little black beads. I'll just put my seed bead up against it and then trim off the excess wire. Make sure you cut the correct wire. And then we'll move everything down. This is such a fun necklace. I love it so much. And kind of while you're doing that, you want it to be in the shape of the necklace, like how you want it to lay. But you want to be careful that you're not too tight with this one because those leaves and the drops need room to, so they're not just like laying right on top of each other. So some of them are, but you want to make sure that there's nothing like too kinked up and they're not too tight. All right, I'm going to put on my other crimp, my jump ring. I'm going to come back down. Oh, yeah, I'm going to come back down through my crimp. And my seed bead. Grab my tail, grab my jump ring and pull. Tighten that up. We're looking pretty good here. Okay, tighten that up. And then we'll do that same crunch. So squish. And then we will trim off our wire. And you can add however much chain you want to the back of your jump ring to make it adjustable. I usually do about 2 or 3 inches. Close that up. And here's our little collar necklace. I will put it on a mannequin because it's really hard to tell like how pretty this is, like laying on my blue mat here. But I just love the movement. Love that pop of gold with the black. That's always fun for me. I typically wear gold more than I wear silver, and I do wear a lot of black. Well, I don't wear a lot of black during the summer, but during the winter months, I do wear a lot of black. So this is going to go with a lot of stuff. Now, I'm going to do that exact same necklace, but with the other color combo, and it's going to give like a different vibe altogether. So I have these picture jasper hishis. These are a little bit different than the black ones that we use, but good enough. And these are also from Beauty and the Bead, of course. And I'm going to use those in the place of the black. Then I'm going to use some brass seed beads instead of gold seed beads. So I'm going to open this up. These are also from Beauty and the Bead, so if you don't have the brass spacers, this would be a really good, it's like a table cut glass. Really good spacer for this necklace. All right, so again, I'm going to put my seed bead on, my spacer, and I'm just going to alternate. Now you could do 1/2 the pink aventurine and 1/2 the yellow. That would be really fun, but I'm just going to, like I said, alternate between pink and yellow. So my first one was yellow, and then I'm going to come in with my little charms, and I want to make sure that I use the same amount, maybe not the same amount as my other necklace, but an odd number of charms. So I'm going to put, oh, I didn't do that right. Put that on. We do a seed bead here, and then another one of these, and then our charm. Our stones, a seed bead. Now with these, they're not double-sided like the leaves are, the feathers or whatever that other one was. So what I need to do is make sure that I'm putting them on in the same direction every time so that they're all facing the right way. And I did that wrong. Wow, I am not paying attention to this necklace. All right. And we'll do Pink Aventurine now. And if I decide, hey, these are a little bit too close, they're not giving what I want them to give, they're fine. Then I would just do another one of the hishis in the middle, but we're doing a pretty good job here. So then we'll go hishi, seed bead, hishi, drop, hishi, seed bead. Then we'll go back to yellow, and then I'll show it to you, and then I'll finish it off camera. And I'm gonna do the crimping off camera as well because we already did the first one, but I just wanted to show you the pattern again for this one. So here we go. It's actually a little bit more dainty, but definitely earthier. So it's gonna give, it's the same pattern, but 2 different vibes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, and then I'll show you the finished product. Okay, here we are. I love it so, so much. I honestly can't choose which one's my favorite, like a proud mom. My 2 daughter necklaces, they're so gorgeous. It's so hard to like hold this because it's flip-flopping around, but once it gets on your neck, it's not gonna do that. And I'll show it on the mannequin at the end of this video. But I love them so much. This one's so deserty and boho-y and just beautiful. I ended up making on this one, the middle, a drop instead of these because these are more accents, and I feel like the feathers on here were more of the focal. So that's kind of a way to change up your pieces too. Use a smaller one, make the stones more focal, or use your larger charms and make those the focal. So thanks for joining me today. Check out Beauty and the Bead Shop. They have 30% off your first 2 orders with coupon code discount30. So highly recommend checking that out. All of the links are in the description to these items, and that's an affiliate code. It helps out my channel. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for Goldie. She's super cute. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. What are you doing? He's begging me to pet you, like always. Yeah. Yeah. You mommy's baby. Hmm? You're such a cutie. Yes, you're such a cutie.